Good afternoon. My name is Tracy Barrett, and I'm with the Focus on Nova Real Estate team, part of the Century 21 Redwood Realty brokerage. Today is April 24th, 2020, and the team and I were discussing that it would be beneficial to everybody to analyze the data that has happened since the declaration of shelter in place in the Commonwealth of Virginia and its impact on the majority of our target area, which is Fairfax County and regions just beyond. We are using our data and going to do a data analysis using data points brought to us by Bright MLS and Smart Charts Market Stats by Showing Time. So what is the purpose of today? We are going to compare and contrast the real estate market in Fairfax County for the time of March 13, 2020 through April 24, 2020, in comparison to the real estate market activity for March of last year and April of last year. Part of this will be anecdotal information that we're going to give you from our own experience as we've gone through the last few weeks. And then lastly, we're going to give our database professional opinion approach to real estate while sheltering in place in Fairfax County. So what are the facts that led up to everything? Obviously, on March 12th, Governor Northam declared a state of emergency for the state of Commonwealth of Virginia. A shelter in place was recommended at that time, and subsequently on March 20th, we were ordered to shelter in place. Virginia's economy followed suit with national economy and began to shift, and with it, the real estate market did as well. So if you look at the amount of closed transactions between 2019 and 2020, you can see that Fairfax County market was outpacing 2019 by 23%. We were set up for an absolutely killer 2020 real estate market, spring market. One of the take-home things about closed transactions, though, is it really is an indicator of what happened before. Things had to go under contract. Most contracts take 30 to 60 days to close. So what this means is that if something closed between March and April, they typically went under contract in February or the very beginning of March. So for the case of 2020, this would be pre-COVID-19 shelter-in-place orders and the real estate shift. So what really matters is what's happened post-COVID-19 shelter-in-place orders. And if you look at this, these are the pending transactions, or in other words, the ones that went under contract between March 12th and today, April 24. What's important is that you can look at two different stats here. New pending transactions, in other words, things that happened within a short time frame of the data we're looking at, or you have lingering transactions which are taking longer. Either way, it's all inventory on the market available to be purchased by purchasers. You can see the data here at 2019 ranged anywhere from 3,700 new pending transactions or recently gone under contract, or 4,233 transactions that were under contract and for whatever reason were taking a bit longer to close. This is a stark contrast to that of the 2020 data after the shelter-in-place recommendation on March 12th, where we've had 1,488 transactions go under contract. This is a drop in pending transactions of anywhere from 60 to 64%, depending on which data you analyze. So from here, I went over to the days on market. So if we have less going under contract, what does that mean? In theory, in some situations, most real estate markets would also start to see elongation of days on market. However, that's not the case. When you look at the days on market for the 2020 average from the time from shelter in place happened on March 12th through today, April 24, the average days on market for active, pending, and under contract but contingent listings is 17 days, with the median days on market being even less at 6 days on market. So what does this mean? It means that in spite of everything that's going on, our Fairfax County real estate market continues to be swift and buyers are out there. So the active transactions. So in order to purchase something, a purchaser has to have inventory to choose from. What you can see here in 2019 is that the active inventory in the spring market between March and April, the end of April, was 3,777 properties. In 2020, it is reduced 76% down to 902 potential properties on the market. So this is the key that I think is particularly significant. We saw this drop, it happens. There's less on the market to choose from, but we're seeing 6 days on market, which means sellers, are you positioned to potentially be in a pretty good position right here? Because right now we're seeing purchasers, although less of them out there, snapping up properties, and anywhere from 6 days on the median to 17 days on average. So let's consider a few things. Number one, the government considers real estate as a whole an essential business. Therefore, the Virginia courts remain open, banks and lenders are open for business, and yes, folks, real estate agents such as ourselves are also open business. Between March 12th and today, the Focus on Nova team itself has had 6 properties go under contract. We've had 6 properties close, and we have an additional 7 properties coming to market within the next few weeks. So we are open for business, and we are looking for purchasers and sellers to either snap these properties up or to sell their properties to our buyers. So what are the other considerations that are happening here that are out of context than normal? Number one, as we all know, the schools have been shut down and gone into distance learning, which is a total game changer because most of the spring market is driven towards people finishing school, leaving their homes, going to their new homes, and getting in their new home before school starts in September. That has been completely kicked down the road. It's really a non-factor since we are educating in place. So really now the only end game, presuming everything can go back to normal, quote unquote, normal, in September would be the academic timeline of September Labor Day. In addition to that, the military had a national stop order or stop movement orders go into effect. That is the PCSD, or the permanent station for the folks that come in and out of our area. That has been put on hold and was put on hold at the same time that we're talking about here. Those orders, I've heard, won't be lifted until anywhere between mid-May or early June at best at this point. Again, kicking our spring market down the road. So, do we have pent-up demand? Possibly. Do we have pent-up inventory? Possibly. Will all of this come to fruition as we start to see these timelines open up? Possibly. Our interest rates remain historically low, although the parameters with which the lenders are lending in are significantly tighter. And for that, you can check out another one of our top 3 that we spoke about. Check our videos out. So the bottom line to me is we still have purchasers that are anxious to get into the properties that they choose to get into. As long as their jobs are solid and they're qualifying for their loans, they are braving this market that we are in and hopefully getting the properties they want without having to compete with as many purchasers. Sellers, this means that you have motivated, qualified purchasers out there. Now, obviously, everybody needs to take into consideration the COVID-19 precautions with masks, sanitization, gloves, etc. when they go in and out of properties. But I would venture to say that number one, inventory's low, buyers are there, so take the risk, go out, be pre-qualified if you're serious, don't be a looky-loo, do your due diligence. From a marketing perspective, our team has always used and continues to use high-def photos, video marketing, 3D floor plans, 2D floor plans, virtual tours, and now in lieu of open houses that people can walk through in big groups, we are scheduling FaceTime Live, Facebook Live open houses through the MLS or private virtual tours by appointment. So it's a different market. We're all evolving, but consider, is this the best time for you to purchase or sell your house? You should give us a call. We are the Focus on Nova real estate team, and we service Fairfax County, Arlington County, Falls Church City, Alexandria City, Loudoun County, and Prince William County. We are here to help you understand these data, understand these unprecedented times, and we look forward to serving your real estate needs.